Today, I'm going to share my first experiences with my all-new 2017 V-Strom 650 with you. This bike has been presented to the public at the Cologne Intermarkt 2016, and those interested in it had to wait for quite some months. But now, in April 2017, the bike can be seen in the wild with a little bit of luck. To have that said first, for all those owning the predecessor, all those properties and character and behaviors that make this bike so suitable for many riders have been preserved in the new bike, and some aspects have been carefully fine-tuned. And then there are a few new things to this bike. What you see first approaching the bike, of course, is the new looks, which in my eyes is a huge step forward. The old bike looked pretty much outdated, and it was word of mouth that you buy the bike despite its looks. Now you can buy it because of its looks, but this lies in the eye of the beholder. The similarities with the V-Strom 1000 lends it a little bit of sophistication of the big sister. Some of the changes in design, of course, affect some functional aspects. An example, the new fairing with a newly shaped windshield. This has been subject to much critique in the past because of the turbulences and buffeting the predecessor produced, but more on that later. When you get first seated on the bike, you immediately feel the comfort of the new seat. This has been designed more narrow in the front, which makes it suitable for even vertically challenged persons, and gets wide backwards, which gives pretty good anatomically informed support. For me, the seating has been comfortable even after hours of riding, which makes this setup suitable for traveling even with a stock seat. The seating position is comfortable for the middle-sized human being, the position varying between pretty upright to a little bit more active as soon as you move your lower back to the back of the driver's seat. This allows for some change depending on the driving situation or for some relief. The angle of the knees get a little bit narrow, above 34-inch in seam length. The long guy might want the higher seat option. The pillion finds a pretty comfortable place to ride to and will enjoy the coffee break with you pretty much unstressed and relaxed. But as you know with the seat, experiences differ widely because anatomy never is the same in anybody, so it's just one experience. Starting the engine, which has been modified in some 60 parts, immediately lets you listen to this wonderful V2 sound, which has not been extracted by the Euro 4 compliancy needs. It's not the loud spacious, which I personally appreciate very much, but it still preserves plenty of character. So let's drive, and then this motor shows its strengths. My test drive of the predecessor now dates back about half a year, so I actually cannot directly compare the characteristics of the two of both. Cannot compare a very good motor in its niche with a very good one. Because that's what it is. The motor is there, I assume, for about 20 years now and has been updated here and then. Again, his looks is not that elaborated, with all the cables and hoses going together in a mess, but his behavior is unquestionable. The throttle response is always great, smooth under every condition. I love how it revs up, even from 2k RPM, without any shaking. The vibrations are very well disconnected from the rider, leaving only some characterful vibrations coming through. There is where the marketing is absolutely truthful. Whether the now 71 horsepowers are sufficient, whether those are the right fit to you, is not the focus of this review, because this is a basic consideration everybody will do for themselves. My view on this is, driving the curves is not that much about absolute acceleration. The joy does not depend that much on strength, and driving the curves is what I'm looking for. And then, traveling with a bike again, there are other qualities at the top of the checklist. That makes the range between 60 and 100 horsepowers mine. But back to this bike, the way it delivers its strength could not be more cultivated. I love it. The fuel economy is fantastic. On very easygoing trips with my girlfriend, the bike runs on actual 3.7 liters per 100 kilometers. Riding with more ambition and maybe some substantial highway passages, I get away with 4.2 to 4.5 liters per 100 kilometer. Both of which are fantastic values. Provided with a 20-liter fuel reservoir, this makes for a really competitive range. Working place, as implemented in the front fairing, dashboard, handlebar with all the levers and knobs, has been updated quite thoroughly. This place is actually pretty convenient and nice place to be and run the bike. The windscreen, as mentioned above, has been reshaped in combination with the front fairing. The head-shaking buffeting delivered by its predecessor is history. The wind protection in and of itself has always been very good and is still very good. I will experiment with third-party windshields to reduce the noise a little bit, but it is by no means the issue it has been. The big mirrors, which have been accused to provoke turbulences and noise, don't evoke turbulences reaching my helmet. I have tested for that, so I can keep them, which is pretty good because I really like them because of the excellent view they provide. But that, as far as I notice, makes me a member of the V-Strom mirror minority who doesn't qualify their mirrors as awkward. I love them for the functionality. The clutch lever is not adjustable, pretty simple and basic manufactured, but does its job. The brake lever, however, is adjustable. The switches are all very well usable, the size fits, there is the necessary feedback, palpable pressure points, etc. The dash, in my eye, looks more modern than the predecessor's one. The digital part of the display is very well readable, providing lots of information, part of which can be chosen by a switch at the left side of the handlebar. By this switch, also, the in 2017 new traction control is selectable in its 3 modes. I can confirm the many reviews describing the traction control, especially in Mode 1, as almost unrecognizable. Mode 2 being more intrusive, an example for rain conditions. That's really mature technology. ABS is delivering its service in decency too. That's better than some competition. The chassis was pretty convincing to me in the predecessor, and the new bike preserves those virtues. But with regard to the price range, the components fit very well together and allow for a stable ride in very different conditions. The suspension is definitely on the comfortable side. It shows its limits when you ride lengthwise ruts, which may show some squishiness. But usually I felt pretty confident and in full control. The bike easily maneuverable and pretty comfortable even on rough surface. So comfort does not come to the cost of stability or blurred feedback. The compromise found with the components which cannot come from the premium shelf, considering the price tag, is just convincing. You easily figure out where the limits of the chassis with these suspension components are. It's predictable, leaving a wide range of conditions well covered by this setup. For serious adventure traveling, I would consider an upgrade of the stock shock and suspension, which is anyway a recommendation for every serious adventure tourer on any bike, but I don't feel absolutely any need to do so for my occasional riding and small trips. What I also like so much about this bike are those lot of little things thoughtfully arranged. Here is a front wheel fender which goes down deep enough so there's no need to buy an extra fender extender. Similar thing about the backside, where there is some sort of plastic shield serving as a sort of mud guard. Ready to go, no need to forkle the bike on that. Then there's this nice 12-volt output at the side of the dashboard. The foot pegs are flickable so they don't get twisted as soon as you ground your bike. There's this idea that this bike has been developed over the years by implementing the experiences of its riders cumulatively. What's the riding experience about? Short version, perfect fit if the parameters are what you're looking for. The overall riding experience for me is pure joy. Not heading for the ultimate acceleration experience, enjoying twisties in variable landscapes, placed in comfort on a good seat behind a screen providing very good wind protection, having a bike at hand which handles absolutely easy, totally predictable, going stable even at high speed on the highway. There seems almost no condition where I would feel unprepared for with this bike, as long as you stay on and nearby the tarmac. off-road. That is not the environment this bike is considered for, but there's no problem in exposing it to some ways beyond the tarmac, but this is not its destination. I guess this is the vocabulary used for what is meant in its best sense an all-rounder. My conclusion: the 2017 update of the little V-Strom is a really successful one. If you're looking for an affordable riding tool which does not let you miss anything essential for having fun on tarmac of any species, even if your mission is serious traveling, maybe with some tunings to the bike, then this bike is for you. If your mission is about speed records, or on the other hand about serious off-road stuff, have a look at something different. I've sold my very loved 1200 GS 2 years ago, and I was very surprised that I essentially don't miss anything from my riding sessions, although the BMW is unquestionable the better bike in most, if not all regards. But the Suzuki V-Strom 650 of 2017 absolutely satisfies me. It is very affordable joy with an uncomplicated bike, easy to handle and drive, with no regrets at all. If this bike does not break with Suzuki's reputation of reliability, it's all there for a long-lasting, satisfying friendship. As another reviewer put it so pointedly, it's the actual no-nonsense bike. What makes this bike review incomplete is its lack of any serious complaint. But sorry, I can't think of any, even it may be boring. I deeply apologize for that. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you click subscribe and look forward to further videos to come.